So I'm shaking things up a little bit today and wanted to start things off a little differently.
Ooh.
So I have two songs, and I'm going to give you a snippet from each of them. And then based off of those, you can guess what our recipe is.
Okay.
Are you up for it?
I'll try.
Okay, here we go. Number one. Glowing like the metal on the edge of a knife. Glowing like the metal on the edge of a knife. Come on. Okay. Number two. If you liked it, then you should have put a ring on it. Oh. What you got?
Oh, good Lord, Carrie. I don't think this podcast is long enough for me to sit here and try to think about that. Oh. Welcome to Mom's Wooden Spoon, where the recipes are retro and so are your hosts.
You can say that again. If you have never realized how long our intro was before, but you just couldn't believe that we left you with a cliffhanger,
Yeah.
fear not. I am here to relieve your angst.
Ooh.
The clues.
Okay.
All right. Paradise by the Dashboard Lights.
That's right.
By Meatloaf.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And All the Single Ladies by Beyonce,
Yeah.
where you put a ring on it.
Ooh. Yeah.
So today, drumroll please, we are making sauce crown meat ring.
Oh my goodness, how regal!
In the microwave.
Oh no.
But everything is better when it's saucy.
Oh yeah. Hopefully the sauce will cover the gray color of the meat when we pull it out of the micro.
I gotta tell you, I told people what we were making for this recipe, and every time they were like, meat ring, and then I'd go in the microwave, and everything would just fall.
Oh no. That's hilarious because I was at Angry Mama's Antiques trying to find something to cook this in.
Sure.
Yep. And I found the perfect thing. But I was telling the ladies at the counter all about what we were making.
Okay.
And I said, and I couldn't believe it because it has a third of a cup of Worcestershire in it.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. And the lady that I talked to was so cute. She said, well, I've read somewhere that they just call that depth of flavor.
Oh, a depth of flavor.
We are going to have some real deep flavor up in here.
Super deep flavor.
Yeah. So thank you
Yay.
very much to Angry Mamas because I found the perfect ring to use and the perfect dish to use.
Well, yeah, because that's kind of a challenge. Because
It is.
who puts meatloaf in a ring?
Ain't nobody do that.
No, but I did read that the reason it's in a ring
Yeah.
is because it's how they got it to cook evenly in the microwave.
That's right. I figured that.
Yeah. So if
Yeah.
you put it in a lump, obviously,
The
It's
middle
a
isn't
no-go.
going to cook, right?
Right.
So I found the perfectly round dish and it's 70s. It's beautiful.
it is.
Avocado
It is.
green and white. And then I found a really cool copper mold, which has way more detail than we need for a meat ring, but hopefully it'll work.
Ultimately, we could probably form the ring ourselves if we
probably
had to.
could.
Yeah, but it said to use a ring, so we are good followers of directions.
Yeah, and we're going to follow the directions despite me being kind of skeptical because it called for dry breadcrumbs, which I made the other day, and
Yep.
you're supposed to soak them
Yes.
in lemon lime soda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So lovely sweet flavor. And then I'll be honest, the picture has the sauce on the top.
Oh,
It really looks like some elementary school kid science project of the volcano.
it does. It's kind of clotted and lumpy looking.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, the picture. We'll share that with y'all. The meat ring is wreathed in tater tots.
And the world's chunkiest asparagus. I do not like fat asparagus.
Oh, you like the skinny kind.
Skinny or nothing.
You're weightest, man.
Yeah,
Weightest.
that's it. That's it. It's too woody when it's thick.
Yeah, that's true.
Nobody likes it. Okay, so this recipe comes from the cookbook, Adventures in Microwave Cooking, from 1979.
Oh, yeah, we're sticking with the 70s meal for our progressive dinner.
Absolutely.
You know what else we're sticking with?
Oh my gosh. Oh, yes, we are. Do tell, Kristen. Do tell.
We saved some of that punch mixture from our last episode, and we have mixed in a little champagne and a little more Brothers Bond.
Clinky, clinky, people.
Woo-hoo!
We figured, just as we had mentioned, let's progress this dinner along nicely.
Oh, yeah.
And some punch is required.
It is.
Absolutely. The nice thing about this, though, is if everybody's coming over to your house, you can just have your meat ring prepared.
That's right.
And then everybody shows up. You get them some nice, tasty beverages.
Yeah.
Throw that bad boy in the microwave.
That's right.
And slippity slappity before
Slappity, man. 15 minutes later, less than 15 minutes later, you got you a gray looking meat ring.
piping hot meat ring.
Well, I'll tell you what. Go ahead.
You were going to say serve strong drinks.
Well, it's better that we chose this recipe from the meat section of this book. There was another choice that I think our listeners will be very glad that we didn't pick.
Oh, do tell.
Yes, it was called kidney kebabs.
What? I'll be glad we didn't pick. Seriously? Like kidney meat?
Yeah, lamb kidneys marinated in clear French dressing. I'm not sure what that is. And alternated on a bamboo skewer with your favorite mushrooms.
Oh my gosh.
Kidney kebabs.
Nope.
Not next season?
Not enough drink in the world.
Not enough Brothers Bob in the universe.
Not in the world.
Wow.
Although I feel like my glass is empty. I'm heading over to the pub.
All right. Well, while Carrie does that, I'm going to open our can of Starry Lemon Lime Soda, and you are supposed to pour the lemon lime soda over these dry breadcrumbs. Okay. Look at the breadcrumbs have like doubled in size. That's so funny.
Push your finger in them.
Yep, they're just floating.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought maybe they were like super squishy.
Well, you know, this cookbook, we've had fun in it before. We had that corn dog chowder from season 1 out of this book.
Which, didn't taste near as horrific as we had anticipated.
It did not. Probably a lot better than kidney kebabs. I'm sorry.
I mean, let's be honest, probably better than the saucy meat ring.
Yeah, it might be. It might be. Now, this recipe book, though, is really fun. It has a section called Uses for the Microwave Oven.
That are not cooking?
No, that are all cooking.
Oh, okay.
Right. But this was a time in which they were trying to get you to make every single meal, every single part of the meal in the micro.
100%.
Right? Yep. And so they had this tip. The secret of getting the most from your microwave oven is to think microwave every time you walk into the kitchen.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, whether you plan to have a quick snack or a gourmet dinner, because everybody makes gourmet dinners in the microwave. Yeah.
Well, I have been watching a lot of Gordon Ramsay's Kitchen Disasters.
Oh, fun.
Where he goes into restaurants that are failing.
Yeah.
And I will be honest, they all overuse
the microwave. Oh, no.
Mm-hmm. Nobody wants to eat out and have a micro heated up anything.
Nobody wants to eat in and have a micro heated anything.
I mean, other than the meat ring, of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to the meat ring. Let's see what we have to do. So we've soaked the breadcrumbs in lemon lime carbonated beverage.
Yeah, already off to a delicious start.
Oh, yeah. Now we're going to add ground beef, eggs, onion, salt, dill, and Worcestershire sauce. Remember, we talked about that is an entire 1/3 cup of Worcestershire sauce.
Yes.
And we're going to mix lightly but thoroughly.
And this is a lot of meat. It's 2 pounds.
It is.
And they don't actually sell a pound worth of meat anymore.
It's weird. You can get them in the meat tubes as a pound.
Yes, which they did not have. They only had the 5-pound meat tube.
Oh, my goodness.
So I did the closest I could, but we are going to over meat this sucker.
That's okay. It'll probably balance out the Worcestershire, right?
Yes, that's how it goes.
Yeah, as you can hear, I'm going to cut the onion. I think it's an entire chopped onion, isn't it? I hope so. Yep. No, 1 cup chopped onion.
All right. Perfect.
So, Carrie, what are you going to do next?
I'm just going to stand here. I'm going to take the ground beef and put it in the bowl.
All right, you go for it. Here's the ground beef, Carrie.
All right. Fantastic.
That's going to be a little plasticky noise right there.
Far louder than the chopping.
Yeah, far.
I decided to look up foods cooked in a ring.
In a ring.
Because I thought, I don't know, that kind of stuck out to me as odd.
Yeah.
I don't eat a lot of ring-shaped foods.
No.
Maybe for a party, even then.
Ooh.
A bunt. A bunt is ring-shaped.
Yeah.
But in general, not a lot. So I found some good ones.
Oh, do tell.
I found a website. It's obviously an older website that suggested the Oriental beef ring.
Oriental beef ring.
Yes.
That's classy.
And so what in fact makes it Oriental, you ask?
Oh, I do ask.
Yeah, let me tell you. You crush chow mein noodles in it. So instead of breadcrumbs,
unbelievable.
Chow mein noodles.
Is that a recipe from the 70s? Come on, it sounds just like it.
And then you add soy sauce and ginger. Boom.
Ooh, so
Authentic
Asian.
Oriental.
Oh my gosh, you're not
Yeah.
supposed to use that term anymore, Carrie.
Well, I mean, they
Except
are
for
all
rugs.
flavors original to the Orient. I mean, I was like, wow. I remember, so I don't cook much, that
Really?
I found a Pampered Chef,
Yeah.
and they have cookbooks.
And they do rings too.
They do.
Yeah, a lot of crescent roll dough.
Yes,
rings.
made for the non-chef.
Yeah.
That onion is very potent.
Carrie's pushing it my way, but that's okay. I'm putting on rubber gloves to be the
Wow.
meat mixer because I knew she wouldn't want to do
That
that.
sucker is burning my eyes.
Oh my gosh.
So before we mix it, we have to add a few more things. We have to add eggs, salt, dill weed, and the large quantity of Worcestershire.
What about the breadcrumbs?
And the breadcrumbs too.
All right.
So I shall dump the breadcrumbs.
Okay. Well, while you're doing that, I actually found a recipe for a meat ring in the micro. But you know what they cooked it in?
Micro.
In a microwave steamer.
Oh.
You know, I have a Pampered Chef microwave steamer, and
Yeah.
it's a bowl that has
Yeah.
like another bowl in it that has holes in it,
Yeah.
and they put water in the bottom, but it was so the fat could drip down while you cooked it, and it would get steamed. Because the trouble is, folks, Carrie had to bring over a special utensil for us
Yeah.
because we have to siphon off the meat, juice, and fat as this cooks with a turkey baster.
Yes. So we're kind of doing the opposite of basting. We're pulling the juices out and then full stop.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Full stop.
That's it.
One
All
and a
right.
half of those.
Thank you. What is
All right. 1.5 dill weed and 2 teaspoons of salt.
You know, this is very unusual for us cooking a recipe and putting in this much spice, to be
I know,
perfectly
right?
honest. Typically, it would have been 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire
And we're
stop.
done. Yeah.
I do love dill, though. Yum, yum,
Dill
yum.
is good. I've never had it in a meatloaf before, though.
Mm-mm. I can't imagine it won't be delicious because rosemary and dill, they're like my 2 spices.
Yeah.
I feel like you can pretty much add to anything.
They're pretty good. They're pretty
They
good.
are quite tasty.
Oh, Carrie.
Yes,
while
Kristen.
While we're making this, I
Yes.
have looked up how much a pound of ground beef would have cost in 1979 if you were making this meat ring back in the day. And they said it would cost $1.49 for a pound. How much did you pay for a pound?
Just slightly more.
Just a little bit, huh?
Yeah. I don't shop because, again, I don't cook. I
Yeah.
was horrified at how expensive it was.
It is expensive.
I think it was $6.49
Yeah, for a pound.
for a pound.
All right, we're going to crack some eggs. You want to beat them? Beat it. Beat it. Carrie doesn't have to touch the meat that way. I will start.
I'm really
swishing.
glad she didn't do the musical montage at the beginning.
I know, right? Aren't you all glad?
I think they are.
Oh boy, let's let them listen to this delight. Wow, it's juicy. A lot of Worcestershire here.
All right, whipping. I whip my egg back and forth. I whip my egg back and forth.
Oh, Carrie, that was so fun.
You can tell how old we are because our song choices are all from
They're so old. I whipped my egg back and forth.
1950 and before.
1950. We're not that
Willow
old.
Smith is now 65 with 6 children of her own.
Willow Smith is. That's funny.
All right, you ready for the egg?
Sure. Why not?
All right, getting juicier.
Oh, Lordy, this is going to sound terrible. Well, this is actually perfect for what I wanted to talk about next.
Juicy?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Juicy and gross.
Just don't say
moist. Moist is a terrible word.
it is.
So, you know how I like to Google weird facts from that particular year.
Yes.
I deserved what I found when I Googled weird news about microwaves from 1979.
Oh, okay.
I found that they actually had a 1979 comedy horror movie called Microwave Massacre.
Oh, I love it.
So in the movie, this guy gets fed up with his wife's cooking. So naturally, he kills her and eats her by cooking her in the microwave. And he likes the flavor of her cooked in the microwave so much, he begins chatting up other ladies with the goal of murdering and microwaving.
Wow. That's
I know.
okay. So I have the perfect story to piggyback off of this sordid tale you told.
Oh, do you?
Yes, because I looked on Reddit
Of course.
for stories of people discussing their use of the microwave.
Oh, is there murder?
No.
Oh, thank goodness.
But there are people that, might be interested in it.
Oh.
Okay, so one person wrote, my grandmother was a terrible cook. Historically bad.
Historically bad.
When she got a microwave, she bragged that she could cook anything.
Oh my goodness.
She had just, quote, cooked some shrimp and told us to try it.
Oh no.
Smelled terrible and had the consistency of a bike tire. Rattled off all these recipes she made with it. Quote, I haven't even turned on the oven in weeks.
Oh my goodness.
I really felt bad for my granddad.
Oh yeah.
Some asked how he kept slim and trim, even into his 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone in the family knew how.
They knew.
He didn't murder her and eat her.
He did not murder and eat her.
That was his downfall.
He should have.
He should have.
Yeah.
She's not the only one. Oh, yeah. The other one said, I swear my Grammy owned all of the microwave cookbooks.
My Grammy.
She used her stove so little, she didn't notice for a year that a family of rats was living in the oven.
Oh, gross.
Unless you think they're all bad stories.
Yeah.
Someone on this same Reddit post wrote, I'm not going to lie. I have a microwave apple crumble from one of these recipe books that slaps.
Microwave apple crumble. We need to find that. We should do that for dessert, man. Well, gosh, that took no time at all.
No.
The mixture's ready.
Perfect. So we're going to ring it.
Okay, so now what we're supposed to do is we're supposed to put it in a ring that we spray down with
you took your
spray.
gloves off.
I did. I'm going to do it again, but I needed to get them off so I could hold the buttery flavored cooking spray.
I could have done that.
Yeah, but you don't do anything on
That's
the
true.
podcast.
That's true.
So
I didn't want to.
I mean,
but I could have.
Yeah, she's so busy drinking her brother's bond that she couldn't do anything.
It's
really.
delightful.
I'll spray it.
Looking at the height of the meat ring in the picture.
Yeah. I don't think I got a big enough meat ring.
I'm afraid your meat ring is a little subpar.
I think it's going to be okay. I think we're going to shove it in there and then we're going to dump it out into my beautifully round container. And then we're just going to start piling on the meat mountain. I don't know what else to do. It is what it is.
A mountain song? There's got to be something we can turn into. On top of a meat ring, all covered with sauce.
Oh my gosh, we're gifted. We are so gifted. Okay, I'm putting on the gloves again.
I'm not offering to help, but you know what?
What?
Toast to you.
Ding, ding.
Yes.
I need a swig of this to get through this meat ring fiasco here.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's for, baby.
Oh, yeah. All right.
I found another ring-shaped meal.
Oh, do tell.
It is called ring rice chantilly.
Wow, that sounds fancy. That's the color of concealer I use. Chantilly.
Oh, I was like, ring rice? I mean, you're pale, but still.
Ring rice.
Okay, so it is ring rice chantilly, also known as, from what I could tell, a Swedish rice ring.
Oh my.
So the Swedes have taken responsibility for this.
Okay.
I'm so sorry if you're Swedish and you're like,
that's not mine. I don't claim that crap.
Not us.
Mm-mm.
So basically you take rice, cooked, gelatin.
Oh, you know my love of gelatin.
Cream.
Okay.
And you serve it in a ring with strawberries.
Did they add sugar?
I would assume. I didn't actually write down the entire recipe.
Okay.
Just kind of giving you an idea.
Well, if they're adding strawberries, it's not going to be a particularly savory.
Right. But so do you remember when we made that white Jell-O ring?
I did. I made it for friends. We've never made it on the podcast, but it was delightful.
It was. And so I'm assuming that it's kind of similar to that, except it has rice in it.
Rice. Huh.
Yeah.
My friend Cheryl loves rice pudding. I wonder if she'd love a chantilly rice ring.
You should just make her one.
I'll just show up at her house. Look what I've made for you.
Filled with strawberries.
Filled with strawberries.
Oh, she'll be so excited.
Yeah.
You can call it a Swedish rice ring. Those onions are so strong.
Carrie keeps complaining.
I am backing away as my eyes are burning.
Oh my gosh. I'm the one doing all the work and she's over there kvetching and moaning.
I don't know how you do it. You're so strong.
I'm so strong. Oh my gosh. Well, yeah, this meat does not completely fit in the ring. It kind of overlaps a little bit. But I'm piling it in. I think it's going to work. We'll see.
Well, I really want to come over and point out places where the meat ring is higher and lower.
Yeah.
And
You
I'm
kiss
afraid
my
she's
grits,
gonna
man.
throw raw meat at my face. I will make it wrong.
I'm going to make it wrong. You're a jerk, man. Drink more drink.
You know,
Carrie.
Kristen, you're so tough that I've been watching some Instagrams where men are cooking things on the stove, like a quesadilla.
Yeah.
And they ask their wife, like, I don't know what to do. And they're trying to flip it over. And
Yeah.
she looks at him like, oh, for the love of all that's holy. Reaches right in there, grabs hold of that sucker
I've
and
seen
flips
that.
it
It's a
over.
tortilla, like they're cooking tortillas or something like
Yes.
that. The wife does it with her bare hands, and the husband's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get burned."
Okay,
Yeah.
so I would be the husband.
Yeah, yeah.
And
you
I'm
would.
looking at you with those onions just burning your eyes, and
They're not burning my eyes.
you're acting like it's nothing. You're
No.
so tough. I bet you could flip a tortilla with your bare hands.
I could, Carrie. Okay, I'm taking off the gloves.
Ooh,
And
getting
it's
serious
flip
up
time,
in here.
guys. Maybe I will put it over
I think that's a good choice because when she says it's the perfect size,
It's the exact size.
it is. It barely fits in. So this could be disastrous.
I'm hoping it falls out.
So far,
Oh no,
we
the
have
meat's
no
not
falling.
coming out.
It's coming. Oh, maybe not. Oh gosh! No!
The sound was awful, but it is flippin' perfect. You've got to get a picture of the meat ring.
So hope that the audio picked up the sound of that dislodging.
I'll tell you what, it did not take on any of the pretty molding of that. The mold had little bumps and nooks and crannies.
The top is lumpy bumpies.
Yeah, just so.
I'll get the ring so you can see.
Okay.
That is gorge.
That's beautiful. It fitted perfectly.
It did.
Wow. Well,
Wow.
thank you again to Angry Mamas. Don't be angry with us. The stuff we bought worked.
Right?
Yeah.
That's perfect.
And the Worcestershire's not floating all around the loaf.
No.
I mean, we'll see in a bit.
I mean, it looks like there's depth of flavor to that sucker.
I'll tell you what.
Man.
Deep.
So the next step is to get this bad boy in the micro.
Okay. It says cover with wax paper, Carrie's favorite product to use.
Yeah.
And cook in the micro 5 minutes on high, which is so great. I didn't have to read the instructions
That's
again.
nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
All right. I'm going to pop that in. We'll see.
Okay.
Give me a second on the wax.
Yeah. And then after it cooks on high for 5 minutes, we're going to remove the excess liquid using our baster. It says to rotate. The rotation is probably far less required in today's world than it was back then.
Probably.
Then we're going to cook that sucker for another 3 to 4 minutes until the meat is no longer pink on the surface.
Okay, here we go. 5 minutes, baby.
All right. And then we do it again. We add some sauce, cook it some more, and then we have to let that sucker rest
Under foil.
Yes, for heat equalization.
Oh my gosh, that's scientific.
That's
right there.
really important.
Wow.
Really important.
I'll tell you what, Carrie was not kidding. If you're doing a progressive dinner with your friends, this meat ring is the way to go. You get them all boozed up. This is going to take less than 15 minutes. Really, you could leave the kitchen, go booze it up with them, come back when it
Every
beeps,
5 minutes.
grab your baster, suction off the meat juice.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, your other alternative would be to just put it in the oven and do nothing with it
I know,
until it
right?
was ready. But still, every 5 minutes.
I'll tell you what, a meatloaf takes a daggone long time. If you come home from a full, long day at work and you want to make a meatloaf, it's like 45 minutes to an hour to get a meatloaf ready.
And how exciting is a loaf?
I mean, not fun at all.
No.
I mean, a ring?
That's exciting.
That is way more exciting.
That's why I make meat muffins.
Yeah.
'Cause
meat muffins.
That's exciting.
Those are exciting.
Yeah.
Hey, I wanted to tell you some stuff, because I love my research, about 1979.
Okay.
While we're waiting on this meat ring to cook, we still have 3 minutes and 40 seconds, guys. So on my mark, get set, go! In 1979, I researched some products introduced. One, I think we actually had the Black & Decker Dust Buster.
We did not have.
We didn't?
I wanted that so bad. I
thought
knew
it was so cool.
it would make cleaning a breeze.
Yeah.
And I had to vacuum everything.
Right.
And dust everything.
We didn't have a dust buster, huh?
No.
Maybe the places we babysat had one.
I knew life would be better in our
With
house
a dust
if
buster.
we had a dust
Yeah,
buster.
definitely. Something that did also make life better, probably not for us in 1979, but definitely later, was the Papermate erasable pen.
I loved those.
Weren't they cool?
They were.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So handy, right?
I mean, who doesn't want to just be able to erase their pen?
I know, even if You didn't make a mistake.
Yeah.
You just erase away, baby.
I mean, because it was like magic.
It was total magic. And then another thing that came out in 1979 that I absolutely loved, Hubba Bubba Bubblegum.
I mean, you could chew that for 30 whole seconds before it lost all of its flavor and became like chewing tire.
Like tire.
Tire.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say something
I
else.
was going to say tire leather. And then I thought, nope, tires are not leather. So I'm just going to stop here. I've had a little brother's bud.
Too much brother's bud for
And
me.
at least I realized that tire leather is not a thing.
Not real. Oh my gosh. But when I think of Hubba Bubba Bubblegum, I think of that language that you and I learned from family friends called the AB language.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And the reason I think about it is because saying Hubba Bubba Bubblegum in AB language was the most fun thing, and I felt like the coolest person known to man.
I mean, come on, don't leave us hanging.
Okay, so AB language is when you put the sound ob in front of every vowel sound in every syllable, right?
Yes.
So Hubba Bubba Bubblegum was Hubba Bubba 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 Gubba.
I mean, it is remarkable that they did not throw you on your shoulders and parade you around the playground.
Kristen, it is cool. Hubba Subba Hubba Scubble. Hubba Bubba 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 Gubbum. But you know what? They had a similar language on a TV show called Zoom that was popular in the mid 70s.
Okay.
It was called Ubby Dubby.
Oh.
And they used the sound in front of every vowel sound per syllable. But we didn't really watch Zoom as kids. I found out they actually used Ubby Dubby in an episode of The Big Bang Theory.
Really?
Yes, it was that. Ooh.
You didn't go fast enough.
I'm going to tell you all about it as soon as we suction off some grace.
Nope, you ready, set, go, and done.
Okay, bye. Is there anything to suction?
Oh yeah.
I have the bowl for you to put the suction out juice in.
Okay, you know what? Drink some more, Kristen. Drink some more.
That is really, really gross. When I said gray, I was not kidding, was I? It looks browner in the picture than it does in real life.
Yeah, Steve.
Oh, abukabe, kabarabi, abayaba, gabuabing, tabu tabu, yabu, habu tabu, done with us.
Oh my gosh, people are like signing off as fast as they can. We had 10 listeners. We now have 0. We have 1, and it's our mom. Thanks, Mom.
Thanks, Mom, for putting up with us.
Oh, shoot.
She's making a royal mess.
It's so liquidy. It comes out as I try and let me hold the bowl closer to Carrie. There's no genteel way to do this.
It's all over the microphone.
Well, every time I lift it.
Yeah, I get it. Whoa, there's a lot of juice. It's probably all Worcestershire sauce.
Probably. Oh, I'm so glad we're drinking.
I think that's good.
One more. We're like 2 adolescent teens over here. 2 adolescent teens? It's the same thing. Oh, goodness gracious. Wax paper on, wax on, and wax off.
Okay, let's figure out how long to cook this again.
5 minutes on high.
It's 5 more minutes on high?
No, I think it's
not.
3 to 4.
3 to 4 minutes at high.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And then we're going to suck out the
Sauce it.
liquid again and sauce it.
Okay. So I was telling you about Ubby Dubby. It was actually on A Big Bang Theory. Leonard and Sheldon were talking Klingon in front of Penny and Amy and annoying the heck out of them.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. So Amy turns to Penny and goes, "Remember that Ubby Dubby I taught you?" And so they both started talking in Ubby Dubby language. And the guys were like, "What's going on?"
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Our dad used to get annoyed by us saying AB language because he could not tell what we were saying.
All he knew was Devin.
Yes.
So he knew we were talking about him. He didn't like it.
No.
We loved it.
Yes. I'm still okay at it. I don't think you can do it very well, can you?
I was never very good at talking it. I could listen, but I wasn't very good at speaking it.
Okay, so let's try to say Mom's wooden spoon.
Right.
Bob-bums.
Wabba-dubbin. Spabum.
Fubba-rubby, gabba-cubba-rubby.
Yes! Scrabble-gabble.
Scrabble-yabble. Habu. We could say cuss words in AB language. Talk about being adolescent teens.
Yeah, I'm fully capable of that.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then hubba, 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 which was ha, 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 ha.
That's right. Hubba,
They,
hubba,
they
hubba,
knew
hubba.
that one too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially
true.
when it was dabba, hubba, 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 hubba.
That's right. Making fun of dad.
Yes.
Aw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor dad.
Poor dad.
Mhm. So we're making a meat ring.
Yep.
It is in essence a meatloaf
That's true.
that is sucked on for its life.
Oh my God.
When did people start making meatloaves? So no surprise, it's totally an American thing.
Is it really?
Yep. And the first recorded recipe for the modern American meatloaf is from the late 1870s.
Really?
And it was a breakfast dish.
Was it really?
Yes, it was. Why are you looking over to the side?
I'm looking over to the side because I actually found the earliest meatloaf recipe was found in a Roman cookbook in the 1st century.
Oh, well, then the Romans let go.
I guess they let it go.
Americans.
And what I thought was so funny about the Romans recipe is they did not soak their breadcrumbs in lemon lime soda. I know, shocking. They soaked it in wine.
Of course.
So they did use soaked breadcrumbs in their meatloaf.
I am sure that their meatloaf recipes from ever. I mean, you take your parts, you stick them all together, you bind it, and you serve it. So I am sure. But the country that kind of made it their own.
Made actual meatloaf.
Right.
Okay.
You're not going to Italy and finding meatloaf on the recipe.
That is true. On the recipe.
Or the menu.
On the menu. You are finding meatballs.
Yep. You don't go to Japan and get you a nice
slice of meatloaf.
Yep.
Right.
The Russians, a little borscht with a side of meatloaf.
No. Yet.
No. Yes. Yeah. Oh gosh, you are good, Kristen.
I know lots of languages.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah,
impressive.
AB language, Russian.
So then, in the 1940s, the meatloaf became kind of like a wartime ingenuity. Right?
Oh,
we don't have much.
You can stretch your meat with lemon lime soda soaked breadcrumbs.
Yes, so much so that Penny Prudence started to advertise it as Vitality Loaf.
You're kidding me.
Vitality Loaf. So we're not making a meat ring.
We're making Vitality Ring.
Rings? Yes, Vitality Ring.
Ring o' Vitality.
Sauce Crown Vitality Ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that sounds way better.
Yeah. Oop, it's ready for more suckage here, Carrie. It smells funky. I was going to say good, but it does not.
Oh, wow, it is looking
so gray and shrunken.
Wow. This is fun because you kind of get the history of the coloring of this thing as it moves through its stages of disgust.
I like the foamy sides right there. That's attractive. It's a lot of juice. I am shocked by the amount of juice.
Saucier than last time.
It is.
Sure.
No wonder you need a turkey baster. There's no way you could have let this go. It'd be overflowing with juice.
It would. Oh, for sure. Okay.
Okay, so wait, don't close it up. I think we have something left to do.
Yeah, we got to crown this sucker with sauce.
My gosh, let's see how much sauce we need to. A half a cup of chili sauce.
The volcano must erupt.
Whoa. Okay, so remove the excess liquid. Rotate the dish 1/2 turn. Spread chili sauce over the meat ring and cook 4 minutes on high. No. Oh, no, I overfilled the cup.
Oh, I think this is going to be the best part of the meatloaf. I just go with
sauce.
It. Yeah.
Here we go. Now I have a little brush, but I think I'm just going to pour it on and see.
I mean, that appears to be what they did in the recipe. Just volcano that sucker. Oh, that looks delightful.
Oh boy. Get that all over. I can't wait to taste this.
Oh, I cannot wait. The good news is the sauce covers the gray coloring of the meat ring.
That's
so
probably why they have it.
Probably.
I'm going to put the wax paper is going to stick to the sauce, but it'll prevent splatters. So we'll do 4 more minutes.
Alrighty. Can you imagine serving this to really anyone?
No. But can you imagine in the 70s, people would have been pretty excited to have their meatloaf cooked in the micro.
Well, in 15 minutes.
That's pretty cool. I said.
I mean, we've done other microwave dishes, and they tend to take as long as it would have not cooked in the microwave.
That's right.
And there's just 17 more steps involved.
Yeah.
So while we do have to keep shooshing the juices off,
At least it's only taken 15 minutes. I am sweating over here. Well, you were the one sucking up all the juice. That's a lot of work, Carrie. She didn't have to squish around the meat with some gloves on her hands, but she's sucking up the juice. Man, that's a lot of juice in that
It
bowl.
was pretty nasty, y'all. Pretty nasty.
Man, we should keep that, mix that with tomato juice and drink that later.
Oh, gosh.
All right. Well, Carrie, I looked up the most popular foods in 1979,
Okay.
and you're going to be surprised. Sauce crowned meat ring was not one of them.
What?
I know, right?
I don't understand.
I don't either. It was crazy stuff like beef spice boats,
What?
curried parsnip and apple soup,
Ugh.
crepes flambé Grand Marnier. That was fun to say. Crepes flambé Grand Marnier.
Well, that sounds fancy. These are for rich people.
And goat cheese salad.
Normal people were not eating that.
Well, I was like Northwest Ohio in the 1979, not making those.
No.
But then I realized that was for the UK.
Oh.
Yep. So then I went back and looked, and in America in 1979, the most popular dish was Cajun blackened fish. I don't know about
Across
that.
the country?
But
no.
wait, the next one, the Happy Meal,
Yes, that screams yes.
and also goat cheese salad.
In 79.
79.
I don't think they were talking to normal folk.
I don't know. I didn't learn how to make that beautiful goat cheese salad until our friends Christopher and Kyle visited from California about 10, 15 years ago.
It was like in 2022.
I know, right?
You're like, goats have cheese?
What? Oh my gosh. So I thought that was weird.
That is weird.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'll be doggone.
Yeah, the internet was on a roll that day. They had the UK's most popular meals. I also asked what was the funniest thing that happened in 1975, and they said Margaret Thatcher was elected prime minister.
Oh, snap.
Snippet a snap. Oh, it beeped again. Okay, so now I've got to get some hot mitts and take this
The
thing
hot mint
out
store.
at the hot mitt store, and we've got to put foil on this and let it sit for how long, Carrie?
I think 5 more minutes to equalize.
Okay.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
get the wax paper off. Oh, there is a lot of liquid going on.
Well, it doesn't say suck it up.
Oh my goodness.
It just says equalize.
We have to let it equalize, and then we'll be back in about 5 minutes. Plate this sucker and give it a good taste. Oh,
We're going to be drinking.
I think we're going to need to. It's pretty scary looking.
Yes.
Okay. See ya.
So this thing has rested. The heat has auto-corrected.
Oh my gosh. It is so juicy.
It is so ugly.
I just don't, first of all, I don't get how a meatloaf makes that much liquid. I've never had a meatloaf make that much liquid before.
Who knows? Cut into that sucker. Let's see.
All right.
And while you cut into this meatloaf,
Yeah.
since we started with a meatloaf song, I thought here at the end, I would throw out some interesting facts about Meatloaf the human being.
Oh, please do.
He apparently wrote an autobiography.
Oh, did he really?
And there's some pretty remarkable claims in this autobiography.
Do tell.
So the first one, not too exciting, but he says that Total Eclipse of the Heart,
yeah.
almost a Meatloaf song.
No way. I can see that.
Yes, I totally could too.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He used to say that he was there when JFK got shot.
What?
It turns out he was at Parkland Memorial Hospital at the time of JFK's death, which is where they took him.
Why?
Mhm.
What?
I don't know the details. So that's kind of an interesting claim to fame.
That is interesting.
Yep. And then the last interesting thing that he said, directly from his autobiography.
Okay.
You know, I'll let you decide for yourself, that he said that once on the way to a party in LA, he gave a lift to a hitchhiker who told him to keep an eye out.
Yeah.
That Meat would see him on the news one day.
Whoa.
It's LA, no big deal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the hitchhiker, Charles Manson.
What?
I don't know if it's true or not. That was in the autobiography.
That's interesting.
Yes, it sounds like it would be an interesting read of some things kind of like, really neat, really Mr. Loaf.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was really kind of, I mean, for one person to go from JFK to giving Manson a ride.
No kidding. That's really cool.
Yeah, who then
Yeah.
called himself famous. Yeah, I know. I was like, things that make you go,
That's right. Well, thinking of, here's a
Oh.
fork.
So it is normal meatloaf color on the inside.
It oddly is. And it looks actually kind of pretty with that glaze on the top.
It does. It's very dense meatloaf.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. All
Very
right.
dense. It came out of the ring really easily, although I had to siphon off about a gallon of liquid again, the
Yeah.
third time. It probably was a cup and a half worth of liquid that came out of that. So how does it taste, Carrie? It's got the dill and the salt.
I don't like it.
You don't?
Nope.
Oh, I had high hopes for it.
It's too dense.
Oh, it really is dense.
Yeah, and the Worcestershire dill combo is so kind of sour that it has a very pickle juice flavor. I mean, we've made a meatloaf with pickles in it.
Yeah.
This is much brinier tasting.
Oh, wow. I kind of like it.
Oh, well, then you go, girl.
Although it's probably the densest meatloaf I think I've ever had.
I mean, that is dense.
Wow.
I mean, we hardly added 2 pounds of meat and what was it, like a half a cup of bread? I mean, there was hardly any filler in that sucker at all.
You're right. I'm going to take another bite.
Yeah, so it's incredibly dense. And like I said, there's a sourness to it that I just didn't particularly care for.
It might be the chili sauce has a little sour flavor.
I don't know. I'll try some without the chili. I got the front where there wasn't a whole lot of chili.
Huh.
So
you know
like
what?
It, huh?
Well, the dill in a meatloaf is throwing me for a loop, I think.
I just find it unpleasant.
I don't think this was any less time consuming. I mean, the cook time was way shorter.
Yes.
But the having to siphon off all that juice.
That really ends up being the issue with every microwave meal that we make.
Yeah.
The cook time may be shorter.
Yep.
But by the time the thing is done, you have spent more time futzing with it.
That's exactly it. We futzed with it over and over and over.
Yeah. There's just a lot of futzing. Where otherwise you'd cook it on the stove, throw it in the oven.
Yeah.
Done. I did read a magazine or an article in which some lady, her husband traveled a lot, and as her kids moved out of the house, she ended up cooking for just herself. And so she made a cookbook, Microwave Meals for One, which somebody listed on the internet as the most lonely cookbook ever.
Oh, yeah.
She did it because she found it dirtied fewer dishes.
Oh, clever.
And so for her, that was a big thing.
Right.
I don't know. I don't like to cook. So the futzing with it over and over is very unappealing to me.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to stand in the kitchen and every 5 minutes do something.
That's right. You really could not have joined your friends for the progressive dinner as they were having cocktails and laughing, because 5 minutes really doesn't last a long time.
No.
So every 5 minutes you're coming over, siphoning off the juice, and it's not a beautiful dish. I mean, I siphoned off most of it, but take a picture of that so we can show people there's still a lot of juice on there.
There very much is.
For me, I would not add the dill. I just don't enjoy that part of it at all.
Yeah. No, I agree completely. It's just not something that I, have really, nope.
Not for Carrie. I'm not gagging. I'm going to feed this to my family tonight. I'm going to call them and ask them to pick up some mashed potatoes, and this is what we're having for dinner.
I'm not gagging either. And truth be told, I could break it up on some mashed potatoes. I just want it less dense. I think this would make a good fried meatloaf.
Yeah.
It would take out some of the bitterness.
Right.
It would make the denseness seem appropriate.
Right. Yeah.
But
It'd
otherwise,
be easy to fry because it is so dense. It wouldn't fall apart.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's trying to fix it, but I do not give it a 2 thumbs up.
Yeah, I would give it 1 thumbs up. It's not my favorite flavor, and to me, it's the dill that killed the deal.
Yeah,
really.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
Quite frankly, if you're going to make this, make sure you've got the mint punch.
Oh, you need that on the side for sure.
Because I think, copious quantities.
Copious.
All right. Well, that's it for this episode. Thank you so much for joining us. You are not going to want to miss our next episode, which is on April 7th. It is the next installment of what I like to refer to as Mom's Wooden Spoon Meal Guide.
Oh.
And it's the vegetable.
Yay.
So since we started this episode off with a hint, I thought I'd end it with another one.
Cool.
Only 20 to 50% of you will get the full effects of this dish. Tricky, right, Kristen?
Ooh.
Do you have any guesses?
I think I might.
Oh, save them.
I will.
All right. Bye, all. Thanks for listening to Mom's Wooden Spoon. If you like what you heard, don't forget to subscribe. If you want a copy of this recipe or to see the pictures and other items from this episode, go to our website, momswoodenspoon.com. If you'd rather, check us out on Facebook or Instagram. Pick your poison.
Don't say poison. We're making food. If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. Oh, 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 oh.
I stopped.
And I did not. Embarrassing. Or par for the course.
I was going to say.